Hey guys, it's Dan, your host here at Dan's Reviews. Today we're going to be doing our video review for The Walking Dead, Season 9, Episode 5. Now, I know you guys are going to say, wait, you already uploaded your review for Episode 5. What's going on? Well, I figured because I ran out of power that day, and literally half the review was talking about what was actually going on with the power and stuff and me running out of power, and I only talked about Episode 5 for like 6 minutes. I actually noticed that, so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do a better review for Episode 5, a more standard review with the thumbnail and just do the regular thing. Just, fully edited, just the way I want to post it. So, I hope you guys can understand that. I want to kind of go into the episode. I actually noticed I missed quite a few things in the review. So, let's talk about episode 5. So, this is the craziest episode of a television series I've ever seen. Now, I don't think it's the best episode of The Walking Dead. Okay, I don't think it. I don't think this is the best episode. I don't think it's even close, to be honest. It's a good episode. It's a really, really good episode. But Rick and everything that happened with Rick was, specifically was, incredible. But I don't think this is the best episode of the television series. I think they've done better over time. I think they've done better. Now, to start off, so I want to talk about Maggie and Negan first. Then we'll go to the Rick stuff. But wow, so she goes to Alexandria, and basically, she kind of, Michonne is, already there. She finds out from Scott, and she's, already there at the prison cell, and she's just, and I love the scene where Michonne lets her pass after her telling her, if he did that to Rick, he would have been dead a long time ago, and it, So, she wants to get justice, so she goes in, and she gets the key from Michonne too, and basically, she opens up the cell, and Negan begs her. He begs her to kill him. Now, this was a sequence from the Walking Dead comic book series, issue 174. She actually, in the comics, Negan already escaped from the jail cell, and she tracked him down, and she found him in this house. He begged to, die. He begged for her to kill him. And basically she decides, no, I'm not going to kill you. You're going to have to live with what you have. You're going to have to live in this world. And basically Negan is, let free. So Negan in the comics, we actually never get to see Negan again after that issue. So they translated that for the television series, probably because they knew Maggie was going to be leaving. So Lauren Cohan probably leaving pretty soon, and, I'm trying to kind of wrap my head around why Negan would act like that, and it's totally natural, it is. Negan might seem like he is the regular leader of the Saviors, one of the happiest guys in the world, because he controls these people, and he's got the life, but, not because he's been in a cell for 2 years, almost 2 years. It's actually because he cannot live another day without his wife, without who he was. He knows he's not normal. He knows he's not sane, and he's begging Maggie to kill him. So, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that sequence a lot, and of course, that has nothing to, because after the Negan scene, Maggie is with the others watching Rick get blown up from what they know. So, I think with that scene with Maggie and Negan, I really think that they should have, they probably should have focused on it a little bit more. They could have extended this episode by a lot. They could have made this like a 90-minute episode and really stretched out that stuff with them too, because I think they could have done a lot with that. It did feel quick, but it was incredible. It was incredible. It was incredible how they did it. I just loved it. So that was the stuff with Maggie and Negan. Now, let's talk about Rick. So we start off, and he's got wake up. And then he's like, yeah, wake up, and I'm not going to say the name, but he's like, yeah, wake up, and so Rick goes back, he's back to it, and he pulls himself out of the thing, out of the bar, and gets on the horse, and he's like this, he's on the horse, and, he's moving along, and basically you see the shot from Atlanta, and he says, I'm looking for my family. And then, of course, he's on his way there, and he finds Shane in the car. So, Shane and Rick are at the place, of course, from the first episode with, the crash and the vehicle spinning. And I love the scene with John Bernthal and Andrew Lincoln. I think that was awesome. Now, I think it could have been longer. Once again, it felt rushed, I felt like. But, because this episode felt really quick, like, very, very quick. Because it wasn't extended, you really had to, go quick with a lot of things. And this was one of them. This is a perfect example. This went way too quick, I found. Before you know it, Shane's just gone, Now, maybe it's just because I love Shane and is it just me or did we get more time with Rick and Sasha than anybody else? I felt like Rick and Sasha talked longer than Rick and Shane, which should not have been the case, because Rick was barely even close to Sasha. So, that was that. But I really enjoyed the scene with Rick and Shane, and he's like the guy that bit the guy's neck out. That's the guy I like, and that's the guy I knew that I wanted to see, and I'm happy to see it. And Shane's like, wake up, so then Rick goes back, so just that stuff, I loved it. And when Rick's just like, Shane's just like, where are we? And he's like, where we chased those guys down, and Shane's just like, yeah, that a boy, and just they're still best friends. They are, that you can tell, even though it was an hallucination, you can tell. So I love that scene with John Bernthal, Andrew Lincoln. Oh my God, it was short, but thank you so much, John Bernthal, for coming back, because oh my God, you just owned that scene. You really did, man. So that was cool. I probably won't watch this video. I'm just saying, if you ever did, John Bernthal, you did an awesome job with Shane in this episode. And I wish we could see you again somehow, But anyway, yeah, because Shane is still one of my favorite characters, even at this time. So, yeah. So, and I did a character spotlight on him, recently, too. So, anyway, that's that. So, Shane and Rick, that was their conversation. So, we get to see Rick continue on the horse, and, of course, the horse does ditch him at a time. So, then we get to see Rick and Herschel at the farm. So, I love the scene between Scott Wilson and Andrew Lincoln. The last scene on television that Scott Wilson will ever shoot, that was pretty important. That was really, really important, because Scott Wilson, unfortunately, did pass away. So, in real life. So, seeing that was incredible. Yeah, incredible stuff. Yeah, Scott Wilson, amazing. So, of course, the stuff with Rick and Herschel, when they're talking about, how Maggie, she'll be fine. She's got my grandson, and yeah, I loved it. And how he's just like, Rick, you have to wake up, So then he wakes up again. And then he's walking in the hospital doors. He opens the door, and the bodies are everywhere. And then Sasha walks up behind him. So, the scene between Rick and Sasha is probably my least favorite out of the hallucination. I think everybody can probably agree with that, because he wasn't close with Sasha. But, Sonequa Martin Green coming back for that scene, that was really good. She did a great job, no offense to her. It's just, I feel like the stuff with Rick and Herschel was way better. And the stuff with John Bernthal and, Rick and, Shane was probably better than what we saw with Sasha. But I enjoyed it with Sasha. Everything they did with her was, incredible when we saw it. So, that was that. So, that was incredible as well. Rick loses the horse. He's on the bridge. So, okay. Oh, man. So, the herd. So, he's on the bridge, and he hallucinates. He's talking with Rick and he's talking with Michonne. Rick is talking with Rick and Michonne. What am I saying? Rick and Michonne are talking, and we don't die. You want to know why I fell in love with you? That type of thing. Just some great moments, and it wasn't real after all. So, Rick has the whole herd on there. You can see the explosives. Daryl and the others come up, and Daryl's trying his best to shoot the walkers, and I was like, oh my God. And you just see Michonne, Rick! And he has the gun, and you just see the boom, the explosion, and I thought he was dead. I did. Even though I heard the spoiler about the helicopter, I thought he was dead. I really did. And when you saw that, I was like, really, was I the only one that thought Rick was dead? Even if you knew the spoiler, you kind of think for a second, it's like, was that just false? Was that a false spoiler? And, literally Rick just died here? That's what I thought. So, good thing he wasn't. That's really good thing he wasn't. That's for sure. So, yeah. Amazing stuff there. So they think he's dead. They think Rick is dead. And you can see Daryl in the promo for episode 6. It's 6 years later, and Daryl still seems depressed. So, oh man, you gotta feel bad for him. Because he was firing the arrows. He tried his best, man. He really did. And that was sad. I felt bad for Daryl. I really did. I mean, Daryl's kind of got on my nerves a little bit lately, but that was pretty sad. So, the saddest for Michonne, though. I mean, Michonne, that was the toughest. So, yeah. Really crazy stuff there. So, we got to see, basically, Rick, get into the helicopter. Jada's like, do we have a deal? And he's like, yes. So, they played the Season 1 music from Episode 1. That was so cool, So, when you see the tank, and stuff from Season 1 at the end. So, that was pretty sweet. So, we get to the end. We see Magnus group. There's kind of the scene from the comics with the walkers. And you think they're about to get attacked by the walkers. But it wasn't Jesus that saved them. It wasn't Paul that saved them. No, it actually wasn't. It wasn't him with the riot gear. I was waiting for it. I was. But no, that wasn't it at all. We actually get to see Judith. And she's like, what's your name? She's like, Judith. She picks up the hat. Judith Grimes. And it's 6 years later. So, fans that don't know, it's 6 years later from episode 6 onward. You can probably tell. It's probably a good few years. Because, look at Carol's hair in the promo. I'm sorry, but she looks kind of weird. So, yeah. I wanted to do a more in-depth review. I think that's what it is. I hope I didn't miss anything. I wanted to do a better review than the one I did, a few days ago. But, man, what an awesome episode. We're gonna have to see. Episode 6 predictions will be the next video I do. But, man, just, wow. What an awesome episode 5, man. Just incredible. So, write your comments below. I want to hear from you now. What do you think about this episode now? And, yeah, Rick is done. We'll have to see. There's 3 movies apparently coming out. That's the big announcement. So, what's going to happen with Rick? I'm sure he survives, but what are we going to see from him next? Oh, that's such a big question right now. So, anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.